सो हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, आज हम बात करने वाले हैं मॉलिक्यूलर बायोलॉजी में सी वैल्यू, कॉट कर्व एंड रॉड कर्व के बारे में. सो बेसिकली what is this molecular biology? We would be talking about molecules at the basic level, and then we would be analyzing that how the genetic material, that is the DNA and the RNA present within the cell, is going to contribute to the different types of forms which are being produced. कैसे हमारा DNA RNA अलग अलग तरीके के ऑर्गेनिज्म को अलग अलग फिनोटाइप्स को प्रोड्यूस करता है. ये सी वैल्यू क्या होता है, व्हाट इज कॉट कर्व एंड व्हाट इज रॉड कर्व. सो लेट अस मूव फॉरवर्ड in the presentation and look at it. So basically, what is genome? Genome is defined as the totality of the DNA of an individual or an species. The total amount of DNA which is present within an individual or within an species contributes to its genome. Genome शब्द का ही क्या मतलब है? Genome शब्द का मतलब है totality of all the DNA which is present. The total amount of DNA which is present in an individual or within a particular species is commonly referred to as the genome. So it is defined as the totality of the DNA which is presented within a particular individual or in a particular species. See, whenever an organism is being born, an organism receives half of its genome from the paternal side, that is from the father side. From the paternal means the father side, and another half of its genome is being received from the maternal side. Maternal means mother side. Okay, so half of the genome is being inherited from the father side and half of the genome is being inherited from the mother side. So within each organism, there is half of the genome being inherited from both the parents. Thus, each and every parent contribute equally to the development of an organism. यानी कि हमारे पास में आधा जीनोम मदर से आता है, आधा जीनोम हमारा फादर से आता है, और मदर और फादर दोनों ही हमारे जीनोम को इक्वली कंट्रीब्यूट करते हैं. Both mother and father contributes equally into the genome of of an organism. Okay, now the amount of DNA present in the haploid genome, कितना amount of DNA है haploid genome में, is referred to as the C value of that genome. How much amount of DNA is present? Amount of DNA means the weight of DNA. Amount of DNA here means the weight of DNA. Weight of DNA is being measured in terms of picogram. So this is a quantity which is measured in terms of weight. Okay, how much amount of DNA is present? कितना amount में DNA present है हमारे haploid genome में? Haploid genome means an amount of genetic material में कितने अमाउंट ऑफ डीएनए है, कितना डीएनए है, उसका वेट कितना है, उसके बेसिस पे डिटरमाइन होता है सी वैल्यू. सो सी वैल्यू रेफर्स टू द अमाउंट ऑफ डीएनए प्रेजेंट इन द हैप्लॉइड जीनोम ऑफ एन स्पीशीज, दैट इज कॉमनली रेफर्ड टू एज द सी वैल्यू ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर स्पीशीज. द सी वैल्यू drastically varies and it can be less than 10 raised to power 6 in the case of prokaryotes, to greater than 10 raised to power 11 in the case of amphibians. So it drastically varies from one individual to the other. So the p value is going to vary from one individual to another. Amphibians, those organisms which are amphibious in nature. Okay, those organisms which are amphibious in nature, that means these organisms have certain characteristics. These organisms have certain characteristics of the aquatic organism and certain characteristics of the land organism, they are referred to as amphibians. इन ऑर्गेनिज्म को हम एम्फीबियंस कहते हैं जिनके अंदर कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स दोनों की होती है, एक्वेटिक ऑर्गेनिज्म की भी है और लैंड ऑर्गेनिज्म की भी है, ठीक है, टेरेस्ट्रियल ऑर्गेनिज्म की भी है. These organisms such as the frog have the largest genome, as these represents a transition between the aves and the reptiles. So they represent a transition, and as they represent the transition, so they have the largest genome present within themselves. Okay, now moving forward to the next slide. C value during cell cycle. So how does C value varies in the case of cell cycle? कैसे C value का चेंज होता है सेल साइकिल के अंदर? क्या एक सेल का C value कांस्टेंट है? No, a cell C value is never constant. The C value of the cell changes from one stage to the other. C value सेल का चेंज होता रहता है एक स्टेज से दूसरे स्टेज पे. कब चेंज होता है C value? When does the C value changes in a cell? Whenever a cell enters into the process of DNA replication. And in which stage can you tell me that the process of DNA replication takes place? It always takes place in the S phase. कब होता है DNA replication? DNA replication हमेशा होता है जिस phase में, that is commonly referred to as the S phase of the cell cycle. In the case of S phase of the cell cycle, DNA replication takes place. The amount of DNA is being doubled. So previously, this cell was having the amount of DNA as 2n by 2c. 2n refers to the number of chromosomes. There were 2 copies of supposedly the first number chromosome. Still, there are 2 copies of the first number chromosome. पहले भी बेटा 2 ही कॉपी थी फर्स्ट नंबर के क्रोमोसोम की, अभी भी बेटा 2 ही कॉपी है फर्स्ट नंबर के क्रोमोसोम की. लेकिन आप देख सकते हो ना, एक क्रोमोसोम खा पी के मोटा ताजा हो गया है. How it has occurred? It has occurred because of DNA replication, and this process of DNA replication has occurred in the S phase of the cell cycle. कौन सी स्टेज में हो गया है ये process of DNA replication? This process of DNA replication has occurred in the S phase of the cell cycle, causing the amount of genetic material to be doubled instead of its number. Number में कोई प्रभाव नहीं पड़ेगा, लेकिन amount of genetic material double हो जाएगा. So this would be equal to 2n by 4c. Okay, this is 2n by 4c. Now, there is a condition when n by c becomes less than 1. Hence, cell will undergo division. Cell will be made to divide. So why does the cell divide? The cell divides only after the S phase of the cell cycle, because it is in the S phase that the amount of the DNA is doubled while the number of chromosomes have remained same. Cell क्यों divide कर जाता है? Cell इसीलिए divide कर जाता है क्योंकि amount of DNA क्या हो गया है? Double हो गया है, लेकिन number of chromosomes अभी भी same ही रहे हैं. पहले भी number of chromosomes केवल 2 थे, अभी भी number of chromosomes केवल 2 हैं, लेकिन amount of DNA क्या हो गया बेटा? Double हो गया है. That is why the cell is going to undergo the cell cycle that is referred to as the M phase. Either mitosis or meiosis cell division is going to take place. Now, what happens in the case of mitosis and meiosis cell division? Okay, so what happens in the case of mitosis and meiosis cell division? In the case of mitosis cell division, as you can see, a normal cell has 2n by 2c amount of genetic material present within itself. किसी भी normal cell में 2n by 2c amount of genetic material present होता है. Now, when this cell is undergoing division, then it enters into a phase, and that phase is referred to as the S phase of the cell cycle. As the cell enters into the S phase of the cell cycle, then the amount of chromosomal DNA is going to be doubled. Amount of chromosomal DNA has doubled, but the number of chromosomal DNA has remained same. DNA का अमाउंट बढ़ा है, DNA का नंबर नहीं बढ़ा है. The DNA number has remained drastically same. So what has increased? Now the cell has become from the 2n by 2c to 2n by 4c. हर एक S phase के बाद में सेल के अंदर चेंज हो जाता है और ये 2n by 2c से 2n by 4c में कन्वर्ट हो जाता है. Then it moves to another phase that is referred to as G2 phase. Now what do you mean by G2 phase? G2 phase is the next phase of the cell cycle. G2 phase अगला phase होता है cell cycle का. और इस phase में क्या होता है? What happens in this particular phase of the cell cycle? In this phase of the cell cycle, the cell is going to prepare itself for the division to take place. Cell अपने आप को prepare कर लेता है ताकि cell divide कर सके. Okay, and once the cell is able to divide, the cell will be dividing and again moving into the M phase. एक बार सेल इस फेज में पहुंच जाता है तो इसके आगे M phase में पहुंचता है. Within the M phase, the prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase takes place. Now you can find that in the prophase, the amount of genetic material is still the same. It should be 2n by 4c. Sorry, it should be 2n by 4c. Okay, metaphase, it remains 2n by 4c. Anaphase, it is again doubled, 4n by 4c. Amount of genetic material देखिए डबल हो गया. क्या हुआ होगा एनाफेज में? एनाफेज में होमोलोगस क्रोमोसोम सेपरेट हो चुके हैं. क्योंकि होमोलोगस क्रोमोसोम सेपरेट हो चुके हैं, इसीलिए यहां पर दो न्यूक्लियस फॉर्म होने लग गए हैं सेल के अंदर. और दोनों ही डॉटर सेल्स में 2n by 2c और 2n by 2c अमाउंट ऑफ जेनेटिक मटेरियल विल बी प्रेजेंट. In both the daughter cells, 2n by 2c and 2n by 2c amount of genetic material will be present. Because both have the same amount of genetic material, so such type of division is referred to as mitosis cell division. It is referred to as mitosis cell division. This is mitosis. Changes in the C value during meiosis cell division. Now what happens in the case of meiosis cell division? When a cell enters into the meiosis cell division, it has the amount of DNA that is 2n by 4c. As it has the amount of DNA equivalent to 2n by 4c, in the case of metaphase, it remains 2n by 4c. In the case of anaphase, it remains 2n by 4c. But as it is a meiosis 1, and meiosis 1 is referred to as reductional cell division. Meiosis 1 को हम क्या बोलते हैं? Reductional cell division कहते हैं. इसीलिए meiosis 1 के एंड में दो haploid cells बन जाएंगे. What are these two cells produce? These two cells are haploid cells. Okay, these are haploid cells. ये जो cells बन गए हैं, ये haploid cells बन गए हैं. These haploid cells will get separated from each other. ये एक दूसरे से अलग होंगे और फिर से इसके अंदर डिवीजन होना शुरू होगा. n by 2c का फिर से क्या हो जाएगा? n by 2c. Again, the sister chromatids will get separated, 2n by 2c, and lastly n by c and n by c. Here there are two number of cells produced from each haploid cell produced in the telophase 1. Telophase second में हर एक telophase 1 का सेल, haploid cell, दो telophase सेकेंड के दो सेल्स बनाता है जो कि हैप्लॉइड होते हैं. सो इन टोटल ड्यूरिंग मियोसिस वन सेल प्रोड्यूसेस 4 number of cells. It produces 4 number of cells. There are 4 cells which will be produced in the case of meiosis cell division. एक सेल 4 सेल को बना देगा meiosis cell division में, and here the meiosis is going to take place. तो इस प्रकार से क्या हो जाएगा? मियोसिस यहाँ पर हो जाता है और मियोसिस होते ही यहाँ पर क्या हो जाएगा? एक सेल से 4 gametic cells बन जाएंगे. This is how the division is going to take place. Now we'll be looking at the questions that have been asked. The most important point that you must remember is, see, in the case of a cell, देखिए मैं आपको यहाँ पर क्वेश्चंस का एक ट्रिक बता रहा हूं जो बार बार आपसे पूछी जाएगी. In the case of a cell, how many number of chromosomes are present? 46 number of chromosomes. Okay, but when you will enter into the anaphase, how many number of chromosomes will be present in the case of mitosis? In the case of mitosis, there would be 92 number of chromosomes present, because 46 number of chromosomes will be present in one nucleus and 46 in another nucleus. Total 92 number of chromosomes will be present. Okay, so this is 92 number of chromosomes, 46 number of chromosomes, and 46 number of chromosomes. Two cells are being produced, each having 46 number of chromosomes. Okay, next इसके आगे देखते हैं. In the case of meiosis, we start with 46 number of chromosomes. What happens in the case of anaphase 1? The number of chromosomes is still equal to 46. Okay, what will happen in the telophase 1 stage? Telophase 1 में क्या होगा? In the case of telophase, the number of chromosomes will be reduced to half, 23. In the case of anaphase second, the number of chromosomes will still remain equal to 46 with half the amount of genetic material, and the number of chromosomes in the telophase second cells will be 23 number of chromosomes. Okay, on this basis we will be assigned several questions from where we must answer those questions on the basis of the learned concept. अभी आपने जो कॉन्सेप्ट समझा है उसके बेसिस पे अगली स्लाइड में आपके पास में क्वेश्चंस आने वाले हैं और आपको उन क्वेश्चंस के आंसर देने होंगे. तो लेट अस मूव फॉरवर्ड टू द क्वेश्चंस प्रेजेंट ऑन द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. So as you can look upon the changes in the C value during the cell cycle, we can talk about mitosis and meiosis parallel to each other. हम दोनों के बीच में स्टडी करके डिफरेंशिएशन कर सकते हैं किस प्रकार से माइटोसिस और मियोसिस में सेल साइकिल होती है. In the case of mitosis, firstly, this is the somatic cells. In the case of somatic cells, you find that the amount of genetic material is 2n/4c. Why? Because this cell has passed through the S phase before entering into the M phase. किसी भी सेल को S phase से पास होके गुजरना होता है, इससे पहले कि वो M phase में पहुंचे. तो उसका अमाउंट ऑफ जेनेटिक मटेरियल क्या हो चुका है? द अमाउंट ऑफ जेनेटिक मटेरियल हैज बीन doubled. As the amount of genetic material has been doubled, so it is 2n/4c. Okay, now this is 2n/4c. Ultimately, up till the anaphase, just before the anaphase, it was 2n/4c. But in the case of anaphase, it will become equivalent to 4n/4c. That means the number of chromosomes will be equivalent to 92 number of chromosomes as compared to 46 which was previously present. Whereas, and then it is going to undergo division and it will form 46 and 46 number of chromosomes. Okay. Now, during the process of meiosis, the same process is being repeated twice. Why? Because it is referred to as meiosis cell division. उसी प्रोसेस को दो बार किया जाता है. क्यों किया जाता है? क्योंकि हम बात कर रहे हैं यहां पर meiosis cell division. Meiosis cell division consists of two different types of phases. One is called as the meiosis 1. Another phase is commonly referred to as the meiosis 2. meiosis के दौरान दो phases होते हैं. एक को हम meiosis 1 बोल देते हैं और एक को हम meiosis 2 बोलते हैं. तो यहां पर अगर आप देखते हैं, here during meiosis 1, firstly haploid cells are being produced. Then these cells further undergoes division to form the daughter cells. This is what occurs in the case of meiosis. Now let us look at the questions from this particular topic. So this is the question of CSR being asked So you must attempt this question. An organism has 56 number of chromosomes in its diploid state. So under the normal condition, this cell was having 56 number of chromosomes. So under normal condition में इस cell में कितने chromosomes थे? This cell was having 56 number of chromosomes. There were 56 number of chromosomes under normal condition in this cell. How many number of chromosomes? 56 number of chromosomes. Okay, so this 56 number designates the 2n by 2c condition of the cell. Okay, so this is equal to 56. So what would be the value of n? The value of n here would be equal to 28 to the 56. Okay, so this is equal to n equal to 28. Now, how many number of chromosomes will be present in somatic cells in the G0 stage of the cell cycle? Try to answer the question simultaneously by commenting in the chat box or the comment section. How many number of chromosomes will be present in the somatic cells in G0 stage? कितने chromosomes होंगे इस organism में somatic cell के अंदर जो कि G0 phase में है? जो सेल डिवाइड नहीं हो रहे उसके अंदर कितने नंबर ऑफ क्रोमोसोम्स होंगे? ओके, सो इट विल हैव 56 नंबर ऑफ क्रोमोसोम्स. यस, ओनली वन स्टूडेंट गिव करेक्ट आंसर, 3. ओके, 56 नंबर ऑफ क्रोमोसोम्स एंड दिस वुड बी इक्विवेलेंट टू 2n by 2c. नाउ दिस plant cell, this organism cells now undergoes mitosis. And we are at the metaphase stage of mitosis. How many number of chromosomes will be present in the metaphase stage of mitosis? Metaphase stage में कितने number of chromosomes होंगे? Okay, so how many number of chromosomes will be present at the metaphasic stage? The number of chromosomes present at the metaphasic stage is still 56 number of chromosomes, 2n by 2c. How many number of chromosomes will be present in the case of anaphase stage? Now, what do you mean by anaphase stage? In the case of anaphase stage, a cell is elongated. There are spindle fibers being produced within the cytosol of the cell and the chromosomes are being segregated. Spindle fibers का production हो जाता है, chromosomes का segregation होता है. जब chromosomes का segregation हो जाता है, then there are two different poles which are being produced. Okay, so there is a nucleus which is going to develop at one pole and another nucleus is going to develop at another pole. Then how many number of chromosomes will be present in the case of anaphase stage? Yes, in the case of anaphase stage, it is 112 number of chromosomes. The amount of genetic material is 2n by 2c and it is 2n by 2c. So the total amount of genetic material in the case of an anaphase cell is always equivalent to 4n divided by 4c. This is the amount of genetic material that is present. Now the same cell is going to undergo metaphase second meiosis cell division. It is going to undergo metaphase second meiosis cell division. Can you answer how many number of chromosomes will be present in the case of metaphase second meiosis? When you talk about meiosis second, that means it is the haploid DNA or the haploid cell which is undergoing division. That means the precursor cell that would be dividing is equivalent to n by 2c. ये n by 2c सेल होगा जो डिवाइड कर रहा होगा. मेटाफेज तक अमाउंट ऑफ डीएनए कितना रहेगा? n by 2c रहेगा बेटा. After metaphase, this will double. So what is the amount of or the number of chromosomes? The number of chromosomes becomes equivalent to 28 because this is n. So here it is 28 is the correct answer. How many number of chromosomes will be present in the gamete? In the gamete, it is still 28. If I would have asked you, PQRST, you, How many number of chromosomes are present in the case of anaphase second? That would have been an interesting question about anaphase second. Anaphase second. In the case of anaphase second, what would have happened? The number of chromosomes would have doubled. And how many number of chromosomes? It would be 56 number of chromosomes with 2n by 4c amount of genetic material that would be present. So this is how the calculations of the amount of DNA with respect to the number of chromosomes are being performed in the cell. तो इस प्रकार से सेल के अंदर कैलकुलेशंस की जाती हैं अमाउंट ऑफ डीएनए की और नंबर ऑफ क्रोमोसोम्स की. On this particular basis, we can decide whether the cell will have 46 number, whether the cell will have 2n number of chromosomes, n number of chromosomes, or 4n number of chromosomes. So one thing which is very important and you must remember is that एक चीज जो सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट है जो आपको याद रहनी चाहिए वो ये कि हर एक सेल में 46 नंबर ऑफ क्रोमोसोम्स नहीं होते. 46 नंबर ऑफ क्रोमोसोम्स आपके सेल में जब होते हैं जब आपका सेल G0 स्टेज में होता है. अगर G0 स्टेज में नहीं है तो नंबर ऑफ क्रोमोसोम्स वेरी कर सकते हैं अकॉर्डिंग टू द स्टेज इन विच योर सेल इज प्रेजेंट. ओके, सो दिस इज the exercise, a very important question that you must remember. So now we must understand that what is C value paradox and how does the C value paradox influences the genetic complexity of an organism. अब हमें यह समझना होगा कि ये C value paradox क्या होता है, किस प्रकार से C value paradox किसी भी ऑर्गेनिज्म की जेनेटिक कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी को चेंज करता है एंड हाउ इट इन्फ्लुएंस द इनहेरिटेंस ऑफ डिफरेंट कैरेक्टर्स फ्रॉम वन जनरेशन टू द अदर. इन द केस ऑफ लोअर यूकैरियोट्स द अमाउंट ऑफ डीएनए इंक्रीजेस विद इंक्रीज इन द कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी ऑफ एन ऑर्गेनिज्म. हम लोगों ने देखा है कि लोअर यूकैरियोट्स के अंदर, इन द केस ऑफ लोअर यूकैरियोट्स, the amount of DNA is directly proportional it is indirectly proportional to the complexity of an organism. Okay, so the amount of DNA is directly proportional to the complexity of an organism. With an increase in the amount of DNA, the complexity of an organism is also going to be increased. Okay, but in the case of higher eukaryotes, you do not find such type of a relationship. Okay, such type of relationship is not found in the case of higher eukaryotes. Higher eukaryotes में ऐसी कोई भी relationship नहीं पाई जाती है. However, in higher eukaryotes, there is no correlation between increased genomic size and the complexity of an organism. Okay, and this could be understood from the following point. See, in the case of viruses and bacteria, the amount of DNA is less. When you move from algae, fungi, annelida, insecta, the amount of DNA is drastically increasing. But in the case of higher eukaryotes, just beyond amphibians, the amount of DNA is drastically varying. You can look here that amphibian has the largest amount of DNA. Among all living organisms, almost it must have the largest amount of DNA because it is amphibious. ये amphibious है, water में भी survive कर लेता है, land पे भी survive कर लेता है, इसलिए ये amphibious है. Okay, then birds, reptiles and mammals all have different types of DNA. They have a small amount of DNA, a small amount of genome as compared to amphibians. So what is being told is that this lack of correlation in between the increased genomic size and the complexity is called as C value paradox. तो कोई भी relationship नहीं है genomic size और organism की complexity के बीच में, और इस ही phenomena को हम बोलते हैं C value paradox. And this lack of correlation between the genomic complexity and the genomic size is commonly referred to as the C-value paradox. In the case of C-value paradox, you can find that because of the C-value paradox, certain group of organisms have larger amount of DNA but are less complex, whereas those which are more complex have less amount of DNA. ऐसे organisms भी हैं जो कम कॉम्प्लेक्स हैं और जिनके पास में अमाउंट ऑफ डीएनए ज्यादा है, और ऐसे भी ऑर्गेनिज्म हैं जो ज्यादा कॉम्प्लेक्स हैं पर उनके पास में अमाउंट ऑफ डीएनए कम है. सो दिस इज व्हाट इज सीन इन द केस ऑफ सी वैल्यू पैराडॉक्स. You can find some very interesting point. The smallest genomic size is present in Mycobacterium, is present in Mycoplasma genitalium, which has the smallest genome. In the case of plants and animals, large genome is present. In the case of plants and animal, large amount of genome can be present, and those are present in the case of Paris japonica and Neocerodotus posterior. This Paris japonica is the Japanese flower with a genome size of 149 billion base pair, and it is the largest genome ever recorded. इतना बड़ा जीनोम है पेरिस japonicus का, जापानिका का, इसके अंदर नंबर ऑफ जीन्स भी अभी तक आइडेंटिफाई नहीं कर पा रहे हैं हम, that how many number of genes can be there. Whereas Neocerodotus posterior is an Australian lungfish. It has a genome size of 43 billion, the largest genome present in the case of animals. ये largest genome है जो animals के अंदर present होता है. Okay, so this is referred to as C-value paradox. And now, because of this C-value paradox, you can say that mammals are more evolved because we have those genes that are going to express specific proteins which are needed for the anatomy of our body, for the physiology of our body. ज्यादा जेनेटिक मटेरियल रखने से ही कोई इवॉल्व नहीं हो जाता. ज्यादा जेनेटिक मटेरियल के अलावा ज्यादा प्रोटीन कोडिंग जीन्स भी होने चाहिए, और प्रोटीन कोडिंग जीन्स को आपस में इंटरैक्ट करना भी आना चाहिए. देयर शुड बी इंट्रासेलुलर सेल सिग्नलिंग दैट मेक्स एन ऑर्गेनिज्म कॉम्प्लेक्स एंड नॉट ओनली द अमाउंट ऑफ डीएनए. केवल अमाउंट ऑफ डीएनए ही किसी को कॉम्प्लेक्स नहीं बना देता. किसी भी ऑर्गेनिज्म को कॉम्प्लेक्स बनने के लिए उसके अंदर क्या होना चाहिए? फॉर एनी ऑर्गेनिज्म टू बिकम कॉम्प्लेक्स, it must have intracellular protein trafficking and cell signaling should take place within that particular organism. Any doubt anyone has, you are free to ask or to comment. See, the C value also depends upon the mutational load in an organism. In the case of amphibians, they have very large genome, but they evolved birds and reptiles which have smaller genome. Amphibians के अंदर काफी बड़ा जीनोम है, लेकिन इन्हीं से बने बर्ड्स और रेप्टाइल्स के अंदर बेटा छोटे जीनोम है. क्यों हैं ये जीनोम छोटे? ये जीनोम इसलिए छोटे हैं क्योंकि आधे से भी ज्यादा जीनोम जो कि एम्फीबियन के अंदर प्रेजेंट था वो इनएक्टिव हो चुका है म्यूटेशन से. It is because of the mutations that the more than half of the amphibian genome became inactivated, and later on they evolved reptiles and birds. उसके बाद में ही reptiles और birds का evolution हुआ. So we can say that the C value is directly proportional to mutational load, and it is because of the inactivation of DNA due to mutational load that the C value paradox is produced. Any sequence which has been inactivated by mutation and is now not performing any function is not considered as a gene. Such type of sequences are considered as pseudo genes, but now they are not considered as gene. and in the next generation, in the birds and reptiles, such genes were never inherited from one generation to another. So this is all about the C-value paradox. Moving forward towards the genomic sequences which are being found in the case of DNA. So what are the different types of genomic sequences in the case of DNA molecule? So as you can find, the genomic sequences in the case of DNA molecule can be categorized into several different categories. जो genomic sequences हैं DNA के अंदर, they can be categorized into categories on the basis of the renaturation kinetics. On the basis of the renaturation kinetics, we have been able to identify different types of genomic DNA sequences. And different types of genomic DNA sequences are non-repetitive DNA sequences, repetitive DNA sequences. The non-repetitive DNA sequences, which are also referred to as unique DNA sequences, are present in less than 2% of the genomic DNA. Non-repetitive DNA sequences 2% से भी कम DNA में present होते हैं. These are also referred to as unique DNA sequences, and these DNA sequences are present in the case of euchromatin DNA. That means it is this DNA sequence that is present in the case of euchromatin. Okay, whereas all other DNA sequences, the repetitive DNA sequences and other different types of DNA sequences, up till 98% of the DNA sequences present in the case of humans, up till 98% or even greater are repetitive DNA sequences. Less than 2% is euchromatin, 98% is heterochromatin. Renaturation kinetics has further divided the repetitive sequences into two different types: moderately repetitive DNA sequences and highly repetitive DNA sequences. ये moderately repetitive DNA sequences और highly repetitive DNA sequences क्या होते हैं? Moderately repetitive DNA sequences are the sequences which have transposable elements. These are the transposable elements which are present, and these are the elements which can move from one side to the other. Okay, these are the sequences that can move from one side to the other, and that is why they are also referred to as jumping genes. And these genes include the transposons IS element and the P element, whereas the other is retrotransposons. Retrotransposon include the ALU sequence and the TIE elements. So ALU sequence and TIE elements are included in retrotransposons. Transposons और retrotransposons दोनों ही moderately repetitive DNA sequences के अंदर आते हैं. हम दोनों के बारे में स्टडी करेंगे that how the transposon and retrotransposons So repetitive DNA sequences which can contribute up till 98% of the DNA present in the case of eukaryotes can be divided into two different types: moderately repetitive DNA and highly repetitive DNA. What do you mean by moderately repetitive DNA sequences, and what do you mean by highly repetitive DNA sequences? Moderately repetitive DNA sequences और highly repetitive DNA sequences में क्या difference है? क्या क्या होते हैं moderately repetitive DNA sequences और highly repetitive DNA sequences? The moderately repetitive DNA sequences are moderately repeated in the genome. These are commonly called as the transposable elements, and these transposable elements include transposons as well as retrotransposons. इनके अंदर दो चीजें इंक्लूडेड होती हैं. One is referred to as transposons and another one is referred to as retrotransposons. Transposons include IS element and the P element. IS element is present in the case of bacteria, whereas P element is present in the case of Drosophila. So what do you find here is that transposons are present both in bacteria as well as in the case of eukaryotes. Then you have the retrotransposons, ALU sequences, present in the case of humans, and the tie elements present again in the case of Drosophila. So these are retrotransposons. Transposons and retrotransposons differ from each other on the basis of their transposition mechanism. Transposons moves by cut and paste mechanism. Transposons move करते हैं cut and paste mechanism से, whereas the retrotransposons moves by copy and paste mechanism. They moves by copy and paste mechanism. This is how they are going to move. Then the highly repetitive DNA sequences can further be subdivided into two different types: the mini satellite and microsatellite, on the basis of number of repeats present in the DNA. And mini satellite include the telomeric DNA, which is the DNA present at the telomeric end of the chromosome. This is referred to as the telomeric DNA. Or the microsatellite, which contain further small DNA sequences such as the CAG repeats, which are present in the case of Huntington disease. This CAG is present in the case of Huntington chorea, or AT repeats, which are very much common in the case of heterochromatin region of genome. They are very much common in the heterochromatin region of genome. ये जीनोम के heterochromatin region में present होते हैं. Okay. So this is all about the different types of genomic sequences which are present in the case of eukaryotes. Okay. Now, after this particular point, we would be looking at how the renaturation kinetics influences the different, how the renaturation kinetics is being used to illustrate all these sequences. कैसे renaturation kinetics को use किया जाता है इन सारे sequences को identify करने